This is Chris, the Idaho Painter. In this video, we're going to show you how to remove the fluid hose to check the bottom fluid section ball on a Graco 695 to verify whether there's debris caught in the ball. And sometimes you're going to run into an issue with your sprayer priming improperly, and one of the issues is down here in this U-shaped trap down here, paint will end up settling down there over a period of time and a lot of usage, and it'll create a film down there, and eventually that film is going to break free and it's going to come up here and it'll get trapped in that ball. If it gets trapped in that ball, we're going to show you how to actually remove this hose and check that ball to make sure there's no debris. We've also seen sticks get caught in there, blades of grass get caught in there. Anything that passes by that rock guard could actually get in there, get trapped in that ball. So if your sprayer is actually not priming and not, when you flip to the spray mode and it has no prime, this could be one of the problems. And down here it has a large screw, and I typically just use a hammer to actually just loosen that thing up, and I'm just going to unscrew it by hand. You have a large pair of channel locks, you use channel locks. I like just using a hammer. I'm going to tap that thing loose. Now this nut is just going to fall loose. We're going to tip up this sprayer. It's a lot easier if you have two people and one person holding the sprayer in the back. Sometimes that's not the case. Now you can just take and work this hose off. Just move it back and forth, and that hose will just come right off. If you have to just tap it with a hammer down here in the U-shape very lightly just to get it to come down, then just use a hammer. Be careful not to damage that hose. Now I'm going to tilt my sprayer back, and I'm just going to look up inside there. I've got a ball that moves up and down, allows the paint to either go up or not go up inside the fluid section. If there's any debris in there, just going to use a little tiny flathead screwdriver just to pull it out, or a pair of needle nose pliers. Make sure you don't scratch that ball, or you could end up causing a problem with paint not priming properly. So just reach up there, grab the debris, just going to put our hose back on, and then you're good to go. Another good trick is, prior to actually having to take everything apart, you could actually use a hammer to try to tap on your lower fluid section. If it's just a tiny little piece of debris or something, sometimes just the hammer and some taps will make it pass through. So with the sprayer running and it's on prime, you just tap this lower fluid section like this, just very lightly, and sometimes that'll free it up. And then just to put it back on, just gonna put it back on. We're gonna show you a close-up of what that ball looks like. Here we're gonna look down here at our lower fluid section. We're gonna tilt our sprayer back here and just look up inside. You can actually see up inside there, there's a ball up inside there. Got our sprayer tipped over here. Up inside there's a ball. You just want to make sure there's nothing around that ball caught wedged between the ball and the outer housing. Now we've checked, cleared out our ball. We're going to put our hose back up inside there. If you want to check up inside the next fluid section, I just take a hammer, loosen the next fluid section housing, and that's going to come off. Now you can actually see that ball completely if you want to take that section off right there. Look around that ball, make sure there's no ruts, pits, make sure it's in good shape. You can just stick that back on. Now you can tilt it back, look up inside there. You can see the next ball. There's another ball. Make sure there's no debris in that ball either. Usually it's going to get caught in this one. This is the one that's pretty typical of get caught in and cause your priming problems. I'm just going to screw that back on. A lot easier to do when this thing's clean. Start having that problem when it's loaded with paint. It gets a little messy. You're going to have a water hose, clean all the paint that pours out of there, and clean your parts off before you to get it fixed. But we run into this problem probably about once every 3 months or so. So we're just going to tap that to tighten it back up. Up in here, we're going to put our hose back on. It has a little rim right there that it has to go all the way up into. Use our hammer just to tap it up in there. tighten up our large nut. Tighten with the hammer. Now our repair's good to go. The sprayer's ready to use. This is Chris, the Idaho Painter. In this video, we're going to show you how to check, replace, or clean a filter in a Graco 695 sprayer. And right here, this is the housing that holds the filter for the sprayer. And that housing typically should just be hand tight. A lot of times it gets put on there pretty tight, or and just won't come off. Gets paint up inside there, gets stuck, and you're gonna have to get a large pair of channel locks. Hopefully it's just hand tight and it'll just come off with your hands. So just gonna unscrew that thing. To keep it from leaking, it doesn't need to be put on there with a wrench and tighten down the wrench. It just needs to be hand tight. Just gonna pull that off. Now here's your exposed filter. That filter will actually just come free. And that filter, you want to take it out to a hose and squirt it off really good, clean it out really good. Make sure there's no debris up inside your cap. You can put that filter back on. Gonna stick it down inside. And then I like to take, around my threads right here, I like to take some packing lubricant and put it around these threads, just so any paint doesn't dry on there, and glue that on there. If there's any debris or anything like that, it'll always keep them loose and keep it so it's just hand tight. Just gonna put it back on, screw it down, hand tight, it's good to go. That's how quick you can clean a filter. You want to actually clean that filter, depending on use, check it once a week, at least once a month, unless you're not using that sprayer hardly. But you want to have that filter good and clean. If the filter gets clogged and it's not allowing paint to pass through, you could drop your pressure, you could start having spray pattern problems, getting some fingering and spitting. So keep that filter fresh and clean. This is Chris, the Idaho Painter, videoing to you from Boise, Idaho.